You might be wondering why y'all are so zoomed in. It's because we need to talk about some things. So today, well, technically not today because it's after midnight, but August 18th, I received my Pat McGrath purchase. So for those of you who may not be aware, last week, Thursday, August 12th, Pat McGrath released her Mothership 9 Huetopian Dream collection, and along with that Mothership 9 palette, she released an Intensifies Artistry wand, which is a primer that is going to zhuzh up her already zhuzhed up eyeshadows. So that's what this is. So we're going to talk about both of those today. Now, my typical routine is that once I purchase a product, I like to post pictures of the product on my Instagram, and today was no different. So in my haste, I posted a picture, acknowledged the fact that I did not look inside the palette, which is not typical for me because typically I take a lot of pictures and then post whichever picture I think captures the essence of the product the best, or whichever picture I like the best, right? So to my surprise, when I opened this palette, I've cleaned it up, but when I opened this palette, there was a casualty. Ignore my nails, I'm going to do something about that. So there was a casualty, and I went and I edited my Instagram caption to say that, you know, the palette arrived broken, sad face, and within minutes, like I literally had typed up an email to send to Pat McGrath's team, you know, her customer care team via email. And I copied that email so that I could paste it to the Pat McGrath Labs customer service Instagram account. And within minutes of my post, the edit of my post, Pat McGrath's account reached out to me. But what she said was, "Hi, my love," or whoever answered this. "Hi, my love. I saw your post. I'm so sorry about that. Send me your order number." Okay. So let me just talk about, like, I know that people have had their complaints about Pat McGrath launches and, you know, shipments coming and products being missing and, you know, just various things that happens in online ordering. And I don't want to diminish those things because when you've spent your money, you know, you want to make sure that you get all of the products that you ordered and in pristine condition. So I can, you know, totally appreciate that. But I have never had an incident where customer care didn't square up whatever issue that I've had. And I've had issues. I got one of my Mothership palettes in special edition packaging, and there was like a nick on the outer, you know, enamel, and they squared it up. I mean, and so I said all of that to say, so, you know, I responded, and she said they'll send me a replacement shortly. I mean, this whole thing was resolved within minutes. And needless to say, Pat McGrath's team is sending me another palette. So this week has been a great week with me and Pat McGrath because she had a giveaway contest a week or two ago. I don't know. It was something about some lipsticks, and child, I won. I don't win giveaways, so I was shocked. So I'll probably pull these lipsticks out. These are lipsticks that I own anyway, and, you know, it came with a personalized note, you know, so child, let's just get into this. So here's the card. It doesn't have the standard gold foil lettering like many of the other palettes have, but like I said, my Mothership one also came with this sort of white placard, so I don't know if anybody cares about that, but I just thought that I'd point that detail out. So I didn't want to touch this palette because what I wanted to do was take a picture of all of my Mothership palettes, which currently I have 12 Mothership palettes. This is her 9th one that she's come out with, but I have 12 palettes, 12 of her tin pan palettes. And I wanted to put them all together and take this glorious picture. However, this one came broken. Okay, I think this might be my 3rd time trying to do this. Blitz Sextreme. This one right here. I'll just put this right here in the middle. And then next to that, I want to use Corruption. And I'll just get it out of the Celestial Divinity palette. So Corruption is right here on the end. It's also a burgundy shade, you know, when you're looking at it flat in the pan. But it's got a shift. It's a duochrome, not a multi-chrome. So we'll put that one back on that side. And then, as you can see, it's not as lustrous as Blitz Sextreme. And then there's the shift is not as like obvious. And then lastly, I'm going to go into the Mothership 8 Divine Rose 2 palette, and I'm going to use Sextraterrestrial, which is this shade here. Also a burgundy-ish looking shade when you're looking at it flat in the pan, and we'll put it on this side. So it is just as luminous and lustrous as Blitz Sextreme, but you can see there's a difference in the color, you know, just the color flat on as it is. Let's see if I can pick up any shift. I'm gonna try the flashlight thing again. Flashlight. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that they all have a green shift to them. Okay, and as I'm looking at it, there's just a little bit more in the color spectrum that Blitz Sextreme is picking up compared to these two. So let me go ahead and wipe this off, and let's see if we can tackle my lips before this camera completely gives up on me, because I can already tell that it's starting to get a little dark. So I just grabbed whatever was closest to me in terms of what was in my Pat McGrath lip stash. So I used the Flesh 7 Divinal, which was released with her Divine Blush launch. And then I topped it with Sunset Rose lip gloss. Yeah. So this is the look. This is the look before bed. I also have, yeah, this is the look that I'm about to take off. So we're not done with this video. I want to try the Artistry wand. It's not a tear tab or anything like that. And I just am curious about the consistency. When I saw this, I was intrigued. I was just curious about the consistency. You know, I had been using Inglot Duraline, which, you know, as like a mixing medium for, you know, some of my glittery products, mostly the Stila you know, like glitter pots, metallic pots, or they're glitters. But I noticed that Pat McGrath had been using Maron mixing medium, and I have the big bottle, but what I did was I just took one of my empty Duraline bottles and put the Maron mixing medium in there. And so I'm just interested in how this Artistry wand compares to those two products and any other thing that jumps out at me once I try this on. So this is pretty. This is like a fat marker, a short fat marker. I like it. So when you open it, it looks just like that. It might help if I use the actual lens. Okay, that's not focusing, but that's what it looks like. And then it's a clicker pen, so you just we'll be back. Okay, anyhow, let's rub it on my hand. Oh, it feels cool like a liquid. You know what I thought this was going to be like? I thought this was going to be like the MAC, just like by the way it looked. I thought it was going to be like their lip primer, Prep and Prime lip. That's what I thought it was going to be like. And it is not. It's MAC. That's the Artistry wand, so it's cool. So let's wipe this off and try this again. Every time this camera goes dark like that, I feel like it's about to give up on me. Okay, a few more clicks. Let's go with the swatch without the Artistry wand. Let's try that first. And I've wiped everything off my hand. Okay, and so here it is unaided. Sorry, no help. Okay, now let's do the Artistry wand. We'll do it right here. And let's see what Blitz Sextreme is talking about. So now, with the aid of the Artistry wand. So we'll go back into that color. This one here. And then right there. So I don't know if it was meant for that, but that's the color I chose to use it. And it definitely feels different. Like here it's a little bit more, you know, you can see the, I don't know, it's more textured here, and this gave like a lot more of a smoother application. And so with that being said, I don't think that I want to try this. I think what I want to do is go into one of the Astral shades, because those were grittier. So I didn't say anything about this. I didn't talk about this part, but the shade that came broken, I didn't use any mixing medium or alcohol or anything like that to repress the shade, because I didn't want to do anything to like disrupt the consistency of the shade. And so all I did was like pack it back down in the palette. Now once I get my replacement, then I'll probably try to experiment with trying to hard press that shade again, but for right now it is what it is. So I think what I want to do is use one of the Astral shades. So the Amethyst one, I think, is this one? I don't remember the name of the color right now, but it's gritty. Let's put it on by itself. Okay. You can see the micro glitters. And then so now what I want to do is next to it, I'm going to use the Artistry wand. Okay. And let's see what that does. Does it change the texture, or, you know. Alright, so back into that same shade and layer it on top. So yeah, it does change the consistency. I don't know if you're seeing that, but you can see it's more textured here, and this is smooth. So that's what that did. I think the intensity is the same. The texture to me is what's different. So now what I want to do is try the Marron, because that has been a Pat McGrath staple. So I'm going to go ahead and put the Marron next to it. So I'm going to put it right here. Can y'all see that? So it's definitely more liquidy. The color shears out with the Marron. And then the last one I'm going to try is the Inglot Duraline. Don't know where I'm going to put this, but I'm going to find some space. We'll just put it on my knuckles. And then go back into that one color. Swirl it around. Okay, and then so here is it over the Inglot. And I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it's like, all four finishes. So this is Inglot Duraline, this is the Artistry wand, this is Nothing, and this is Marron Mixing Medium. So just I mean, the Artistry wand to me makes it look the most uniform, okay, in terms of texture. I don't know that that's really picking up on the camera. So let's say if the editing leg of this trip is more fruitful than the recording leg has been. All right, that completes my bedtime beats, and I'm out.